Welcome to this episode of the podcast where I describe to you the manifestation process and how to navigate the sometimes very uncomfortable bridging phase in between. Hello and welcome to the Successful, Sensitive and Intuitive Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Lydia Sophia Wilmsen and I am an intuitive success mentor for sensitive entrepreneurs. In this podcast, I speak about the challenges sensitive and intuitive entrepreneurs face. I offer you new perspectives and solutions, as well as experiences of other entrepreneurs. Plus, I speak about my personal experience of being a highly sensitive person who has successfully built and scaled 2 businesses. All of that with the goal to make you and your business even more successful in your very unique and authentic way. Have fun and enjoy. I will explain the 3 phases of the manifestation process to you. Then I will go into the signs that it is working for you, that you're moving into the right direction. And last but not least, I will give you ways of moving through it with the most ease. Okay, let's get started with the first part, which is the 3 different phases. The first one is the phase of intention setting. You set an intention, what you want, what you desire, what your next level is, or what you want it to be. This might be a situation or a state or a one-time goal. A situation could be that you're looking for a vacation or living in a different place, living in a beautiful place. Or a goal could be a monetary goal, a financial goal. You want to make a specific amount of money in a next period or in the next quarter of your business. Intention means, or setting an intention means clarity on what you want in your mind. It's not about the how, it is about the what. What do you want? And this is a very important first step because, most of the people go through life without having a clue what they actually want. And they just are basically unhappy with where they are, but they have not set an intention where they want to go. This basically means setting sail. So you need to know what you want, not how it's going to happen and all the specifics, but the feeling and the basics around it. Basically creating a vision of what you want. So that's the first part of the intention setting, or the first part of the manifestation phase, the intention setting. And I'll give you the last one now, because that's also very clear. The third part of the process is actually the manifestation. It has physically manifested. What you want is in your hands. Might it be the money goal? You have made that money. Might it be a relationship you're yearning for or you're desiring? Might it be a vacation or the life you desire, the lifestyle you desire? It has manifested. It is in your physical reality. And that's really the last step of it, And what is in the middle between intention setting and it going from your mind, or it being in your mind, being in your physical reality? That is the bridging phase. It is the in-between, being in limbo. It is often very chaotic. And chaos always comes before order is created on a new level. This bridging phase, it is the moment where you have to believe before you see it. It is the messy place, the real messy place, I can tell you. The time of struggle, of limiting beliefs, of wanting to give up, really where all your shadow is showing up and playing like crazy. It is the place between where you are and where you want to be. So you get it. It's uncomfortable. It is out of your comfort zone. And in order to get to your intention manifesting, you have to move through this phase. There is no way around. Otherwise, you'll stay where you are forever. You really have to go it. Because if you say, I don't want to get uncomfortable, I don't want to have this chaotic feeling and this feeling of everything is slipping through my hands. I have no direction anymore. I have no clue where I am and what's happening right now. Like, you can't go around that. You have to move through that phase to get to your intention being manifested. Because this is the internal up level that has to happen. This is the shift, the radio, when you tune the radio into a different frequency, into a different channel, there is this cranky bit in between until the new channel is really clearly audible. This is the place, or this is the state I'm speaking about. This cranky place, this messy place, until you have attuned to a new vibration, to a new frequency. Because your goal, your intention manifested, is on a different vibration, on a different frequency. Otherwise, you would have it now. And I really want you to go back and re-listen to episode number 6, a powerful technique to create your dream reality, because I speak more about this moving of your vibration and how to use your energy to go to this different place. Okay, but for now, I want to tell you the signs that it is actually working. So when you have set your intention, the first phase of the manifestation process, what comes next? You are in chaos, in the uncomfortable place of the bridging phase, the bridging period. And in there, you have signs that it is working, because you have to hold on to something, You have to understand that you're actually going into the right direction, because it's not clear. You're setting sail and now you are on the open sea, in the open waters. You have to somehow understand that you're actually sailing in the right direction. And those signs are very helpful for it. The first one is that you're actually in this place, in a kind of vacuum, in chaos, in you not knowing what's happening. So this is actually a first sign that you're moving in the direction where you're headed, because you have gone outside of your comfort zone, and that's a messy place. So you understanding and feeling that you are in a messy place is the sign you need. Another sign is that old scenarios start showing up again with full force, sometimes much more than before in your comfortable place. It might be that people trigger you and you thought, this had been my past, and it comes back full force. Perhaps you had some clients wanting to sign up and they tell you no now, these issues or those issues you had, or people coming with a specific objection. I spoke about the objection of, I can't afford you, or something like that. Those objections might actually show up more powerfully or more forcefully right now. Or you had this feeling, no one sees me, I'm invisible. And it might be that you have the feeling, I get even more invisible right now. This has for sure happened for myself. All my limiting beliefs showed up even more. I was actually going in the wrong direction. Not everything was getting better, but I had the feeling it was getting worse. And why does this happen? Because it gives you the opportunity to check if you have changed. I told you the internal change has to happen first. The internal up level. And that means that you will be less triggered from that scenario, because on your next level, this won't be an issue for you. So if that shows up, you just shrug and say okay, that person called me a name and I don't actually care. And now this shows up more forcefully, and you can go inwards and check if your emotions have changed. For example, when I had big money issues in business, the first times that happened, I was devastated. I was at the brink of losing my existence. And, I went into burnout. I went into all the emotions which were there, of shame, of guilt, of anger. And I raged. And I was feeling so ashamed as I had never before in my life. I was sad. I had to cry for hours and hours. This was the first time that happened. And when a next level came up, and I again had some financial struggles, I could see that my feelings were different. They were not all at ease or something, but they were different. I wasn't taken basically into chaos as much anymore. I was more at ease. And that was a sign for me that I had changed and that my physical reality would change basically in an instant, like in a matter of no time, because my emotions were different. I wasn't attached to my emotions anymore. I wasn't attached to the circumstances anymore. And now, if something happens now, not financial wise, but whatever wise, which before in my old version would have caused me to go in huge emotional attachment, I can feel that this doesn't happen anymore. And that is a sign of it working. That old scenarios show up and you are detached. You are more attached. So first, that the old scenarios show up, that's a sign. And then your detachment, that is a sign of it working. Another sign is that the old is breaking away. Old friends, old relationships, old clients, old structures. All of that is wiped clean. And that is a frightening place to be in, because the new clients, the new relationship, the new structure, the new friends, whatever, the new situation, the new clarity, all of that is not there yet. And the old is breaking away. You can't hold on to the old anymore. And this is also it's a tipping point, because most of people stop there. They fall back. They rather go into their old comfort zone again with the old circumstances they really didn't like anymore. They rather go back and have structure and stability in a place where, they actually don't desire and they don't want to be, in order to not be in the place of uncertainty and unclarity and, limbo. So this is the place where you have to keep going. Not go back to the old circumstances just in order to have a feeling of stability, and rather create that feeling of stability in yourself. So the old is breaking away. Big sign of you moving to the next level, of you moving to the phase of physical manifestation of that, what you desire. And then actually, the one we want is that new scenarios show up. And you actually have to become aware of them, because they often come in kind of disguises. They don't come in the way you thought they would come. So you have to become aware of them, because otherwise you again think it's not working and you're falling back. We really so often neglect them because they can be very minuscule. They can be like a tiny different shade of gray, so to say. It's not black and white. It's the shades in between. And you have to become aware of them. For example, a person who perhaps a new client who doesn't say yes to you, but says she or he will think about your offer. That's a movement into the right direction. It's not about that you now only get yeses to your offers. That's what my clients always struggle with, They don't see that they have actually moved further along because people had more questions or inquired about their offers. They only look for the yes, and they don't see that there, for example, was silence before. No one had any interest in their offer. And now people actually asking about, can you give me more info, is a move into that direction of the physical manifestation of the new client you desire. The person who has more interest and then says no is still a sign of you moving into that direction. And you have to become aware of that. Also, for example, of like small money coming towards you. People always want the big bucks in the bank. But if you can't cherish the minor money coming into your bank account, because energy of money is the same, whether it's 1,000 euros or 1 euro, it's the same. It's the same energy behind it. And you have to start valuing that, what is coming towards you, without saying, oh, but I wanted something different and it's not coming. No, then you are not valuing and seeing the progress you are making. Or for example, if you're less attached or less emotional, like someone is still being really mean to you and you're less emotional, you're more detached, you have to become aware of that. So the new scenarios, they show up in ways you probably wouldn't have expected them. And you have to become aware of it. So what were the signs? They were the vacuum, the chaos, the not knowing what's happening. Then the old scenarios showing up with full force, the old breaking away, leaving you, and new scenarios showing up in ways you wouldn't have expected them. If you can see any of that in your life happening, this is the only sign you need that you're moving into the right direction. And then you have to keep going and not falling back. So what to do? What to do in that really uncomfortable place? Do the energetic work. So what is the energy behind your goal? Focus on embodying that energy as often as possible throughout the day. Please really re-listen episode number 6, a powerful technique to create your dream reality, because I give you many ways of how to embody that energy. For example, if you want to have 50K months now, it might be that the energy behind that is achievement or acceleration or excitement or joy, whatever your target energy behind that goal is. Your job now is, whatever the circumstances, embody that energy. See where you are feeling that energy in your life and ask yourself the question, how can I feel that feeling of achievement? So you have to embrace the energy, you have to do the energetic work throughout the process. Especially when you're struggling, it's the most important to do that work. Another helpful thing you can do is to create an evidence list. You can really do it with journaling. Journal out every day where you became aware of your new energy and how it is working out for you. For example, shit happened today and I stayed calm. I stayed calm in a place where I usually would freak out. Write this down as evidence because it is evidence. Or something new happened. Someone approached me. A new idea came to my mind. Oh, I was generally speaking in a more happy place throughout the day. A new person reached out. I had a date, like whatever it is. Write an evidence list because you have to find, as I said, you have to find and focus on what is working already. And in the beginning, this is how you have to start because the physical manifestation is not there yet. So you have to see the shades in between, in limbo. You have to see where there is a glimpse of hope, so to say. And then distract yourself from negative thoughts. They will show up. They will show up like crazy because you're moving out of your comfort zone, and that means that you are uncomfortable and that your ego is freaking out. Your ego wants to keep you safe. Your conditioned self wants to keep you safe. And that means to take you back to the place where you started because there was stability. It only wants to help you, and you have to understand that. So those freak out thoughts, they don't mean you have to, that something is wrong. They actually just mean that your ego is freaking out, that your conditioned mind is freaking out, and you have to stand above that. So those negative thoughts will come. They will show up. I can guarantee you that. And you have to find your way to deal with them. Do something good for yourself. Distract yourself. Meet up with a friend. Go for a walk. Do some physical workouts. Do some embodiment practices. Do whatever necessary to get out of your head. And another thing to do is to give yourself time, because actually it can happen in an instant. You can create now. However, the quicker you move into the vibration of that, what you want to achieve, the quicker it is yours. And if your goal is so far out of your current state, it will take longer because you will need to shift your vibration. Actually, there is no time attached to it. It can happen now. It can happen in a month. Don't get sidelined by the question, why is it not here yet? Because this does not serve you at all. This lets you look into the wrong or at the wrong thing, into the wrong direction. It is showing that you're not believing that you're headed there. It's like Christmas. It's coming. So you don't think, is it in 1 month, in 12 months, whatever. You just know that it's happening. As a child, a child lives in the now. A child doesn't live in, what's happening in 1 month? And you have to go back to that childlike state of pure expectancy, of knowingness that this is coming to you. And you don't care about the time, because focusing on time distracts you, brings you back into your fearful thoughts. Why is that not happening yet? And distracts you from the energy of pure embodiment. And last but not least, follow your intuition. The intuition or the intuitive glimpses of that intention, of that where you're headed. And you have to follow that even if it is really far-fetched. Sometimes really things show up which don't make sense at all. Still, do them. Okay, so in this episode, I explained the 3 phases of the manifestation process to you: the intention, the bridging phase, and then the manifestation, the physical manifestation. I gave you the signs that it is actually working for you, that you're on the right path. And last but not least, I gave you ways of moving through that difficult, really sometimes very, very messy place of the bridging phase and how to move through it with more ease. Did you like this podcast episode? Then I would be super grateful if you gave me a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. That is really super helpful. And please subscribe to the podcast and share it with people who you know can benefit from it. You can find all links to my social media profiles, my website and contact form in the show notes. And whenever you are done playing on your current level and you're ready to embrace a life of more, ready to unapologetically go for your biggest dreams in business and in life actually, message me and I'll get back to you in the coming days. Thank you for listening, and until the next episode, much love to you, Lydia.